for some reason my screen on Discord is spinning, I'll also post the YouTube link. Maybe you can just watch there. But hopefully everyone can see my screen. Welcome. I'm officially live on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and of course the Discord. Again, if the Discord's giving you some issues, I'll post the YouTube link here so you can see a better stream if you're having problems on the Discord end. But anyways, wow, Powell just did his press conference. It literally just ended a few minutes ago or shortly ago. And was that a market mover? We haven't seen a candle like this in a very, very long time, folks. SPY basically made a move from 606 down to 586. So $20 move per share to the downside on the SPY ETF. Just insane. You can go to the daily chart and you can go back in time. We just haven't had it selling like this. It's been a while. All right. Even the selling that occurred on back in August when the whole market kind of pulled back there. I mean, none of these individual candles that happened during that was like a multi-week deal there. Everyone thought we were heading for a market crash. Ended up just kind of tapping correction territory. But, you know, we never did enter into a correction or a market crash, if you will, or a bear market. So we kind of dodged a bullet in August on that one. But that was a few weeks of price action. And, you know, the candle today is just a massive candle. I gotta say the ETF on SPY is down almost $20 a share. Down 17.96 per share to be more exact, but almost a 3% red candle here. And Powell, that's all comes from the Powell press conference. It did start selling off a little bit when the data came out. But everyone's here for Micron. And Lennar is the other one. Lennar's already getting some anticipatory price action. Look at this. Let me zoom in on the 1 minute. Micron's also selling off a little bit here. Well, they're down almost 10%. So they must have already reported. Let me get my screen, my source page pulled up here and see if I can get the EPS and revenue. Just to confirm the times. Let me close this ad here. Yeah, 4:05 p.m. Eastern is when Micron's supposed to report. So I don't know if the data's out yet or not. We're already getting a negative reaction on the stock, but you know, this is the 5-minute mark here. So it's down to $92 and some change per share. Closed the regular session at 103.69. Anyways, let me switch back over to my other screen, and just want to see if we got the EPS and revenue data here. Got over 700 people piled into the stream right now. Make sure YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, the Mamba asked what time is MU on Twitter. And again, technically, they're supposed to report at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, so in about 2 minutes. But it looks like maybe it's out already because it's, you know, down here almost 15% in after hours. Lennar had a nice move to the upside. It's kind of not the real move, and now it's on its way down again. Again, you know, couple this with what happened with the Powell press conference a little bit ago, and it might be tough for these companies to catch a bid with the overall market kind of selling off right now. SPX is down. Let me see. S&P 500 is down almost 3%. The NASDAQ down 3.6%. That took a huge hit. Pull up the triple Q chart. Look at the candle on that thing. That's pretty aggressive selling. And even the Dow is down 2.5%. The VIX shot up to 22. This thing was at like 15 earlier today. VIX is up 43% right now. 10-year yield catching a bid. Of course, you know, when money comes out of stocks, it either go to the yields or the dollar. The dollar is actually catching a little bit of a bid now, up 1%. So we got the 10-year yield in the dollar basically nice and green, while everything else is kind of taking a dump here. Okay, let me go to MU because I want to get the results for that first, and got a nice little graphic here I can share with everyone. Put it on my screen there so everyone can see. So the forecast EPS that Micron had coming into this earnings was 177. The actual reported data was 179, so they just barely beat that. Kind of came in line, to be honest with you, but it's just a slight beat on that. Revenue forecast was 8.7 billion, came in 8.709 billion. So just very small beats on both of these lines here, EPS and revenue. Let me see if I can find some guidance. But just think about it. It's either one or two things. It's either it's selling off because the entire market's selling off right now, or of course it's probably got some bad guidance. Looks like SPY. Yep, SPY is still selling off here in after hours. So again, it's kind of hard to determine. It's probably a mixture of both, perhaps. Maybe their guidance wasn't too good, and then couple that with all the major indexes selling off right now. And we go to 1 minute chart on SPY. Yeah, it's we're sitting in here in after hours and we're getting one of the biggest down moves that we've got in quite a while on the markets. And Powell did mention something. There was 4 interest rate cuts scheduled for next year, and from what I gathered for the meeting, the press conference when I was listening, I believe he took 2 of those rate cuts off the table. Okay, so that kind of triggered a little bit of sell-off. A little bit of selling here in the overall markets. MU, I'm going to switch to the 1 minute chart on MU. Let me just kind of squeeze this together, get the volume out of the way. It obviously took a hit. It sold off. Again, it closed the regular session at 103.69, sitting down here at $89.40 in after hours, down around 14%, which almost $14 a share as well. We are getting some green candles here, some green 1 minute candles. I'll take it with a grain of salt. They are 1 minute candles, but these are the only candles we got to go off of here. So yeah, but the profile picture I had on this stream, someone said great. You see my picture here in the right corner of my screen, a little funny profile pic we did for the video. But anyways, back to Micron. So down about 13 and some change. Starting to curl a little bit. Okay, it's starting to curl a little bit. Let me switch over to Webull just real quick. I want to go to 2-chart view on Webull. I just want to draw out a Fibonacci. Kyle James asking about MU. Yeah, they technically their data is out. MU's data is out. They did beat EPS and beat revenue. They obviously aren't catching the bid right now. Let me go to the MU. I'll put that on the left. There it goes. Initial reaction was negative. Now it's working on a 5 minute green candle right now. Let me pull Lennar on the right. So initial reaction was negative. Let me just check a couple other things here. Give me 1 second. Okay, yep, I got that. Let me also pull up Lennar too, so that way we have both of them ready to go here. Okay, just waiting for the screen to load. Okay, thank you, Shy Balor, my friend, for giving me an update on that and a peek into the guide. I'm going to post this on YouTube for everyone. Again, credit to Shy Balor. He's also part of our Discord group. And let me go ahead and post this because we got some good information here on MU. I'm just going to put this on the screen here. Hopefully everyone can see that. So to kind of break it down, more precise data here. Sales came in 8.71 billion versus a forecast of 8.7 billion. We kind of went over that already. EPS came in at 179 versus 177 estimate. So just marginal beats on both of those. Gross margin came in at 40%. The forecast on that was 40%, so that came in line. The guide, okay, this is not going to be good for Micron on the guide here. Sales now they're guiding 7.9 billion. Their previous guide was 8.9 billion. They shaved a whole $1 billion off of the guide. That's what I think is why we had this big negative reaction, this initial reaction. Don't get me wrong, it's trying to claw back a little bit right now. Matter of fact, let me go 1 minute chart on here, just zoom in a little bit. All right, we are getting a little fish hook action here. Let me I want to draw a Fibonacci on this real quick. I just want to see where the 25% retrace is. So yeah, I kind of stalled out a little bit right at this 25% retrace and then continued. So it has retraced more than 25% of this down move. That's a positive thing for you MU bulls out there. So not all doom and gloom here. Just want to check, see what SPY's doing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna go back and forth because we got a overall market sell-off literally happening live right now. So I do want to keep my eye on the major indexes and just see how they're doing. I'll just look at the ETFs that follow the indexes, or SPY more specifically. Triple Qs. I'll put triple Qs on the left because they're taking a bigger hit than SPY right now. Go regular candle there. Okay, there we go. Let me see, 513. They were at 536. So yeah, they did take a little bit of a bigger hit than SPY as far as depreciation per share on the ETF here. But all good. Let me go back to MU right here. I just want to look at these FIDs real quick because this is retracing, folks. You know, I wasn't sure if this was just going to be a dead cat bounce and it rejects that 25% and continues lower, kind of forms those H patterns, those bearish H patterns that we trade a lot. But this thing is not forming an H yet, and it's breached 25% retrace back to the upside. So we're going to have to see on that. But anyways, with MU, the guide, I think, is what really got them. And they also reduced the forward guidance on the forward-looking EPS. They announced today that was going to be $1.43. The previous estimate was $1.93. So I just don't see. I mean, the thing is, look, they beat EPS and they beat revenue. That's great. Okay, and just like Taco on YouTube says, it's not bad. It's good. You know, they had a marginal beat on both lines there. But the reduction in the guidance by $1 billion, that's, ooh, okay. We're getting some volatility on Micron right now. I don't know if y'all saw that candle just flicker right there. Lennar trying to catch a bid. That's just on kind of low volume right now on Lennar. So anyways, I posted everything on YouTube, the EPS, the sales, and the guide data. Let me, I'm going to keep the screen on Micron because I know most people are here from Micron. You can see Webull here having some flicker action. Let me go with trading view. Oh yeah, trading view is a little more. You know, Webull, we see that the little flicker candles, and sometimes I can't trust those Webull candles. So I always try and have a couple other platforms pulled up to maybe confirm some things here and there. Let me go to yeah, exactly, Taco on YouTube. The guidance, that's really going to hold the most weight out of anything. And couple that with the market-wide sell-off, it's like they're kind of battling two things now. You know, we're just going to have to keep our eye on SPY. Okay, SPY trying to curl up a little bit here, but still trading well below these EMAs. Now, again, it's a 1 minute chart. So let's see what the 15-minute looks like real quick. Yeah, 15-minute just still looks bearish. Hasn't started a green 15-minute print yet. Hour probably looks even worse, you know. So, you know, just, you know, we need some of these higher time frames to start printing some green candles. And, you know, I'm not too confident that this market-wide sell-off is over with. I actually cut some positions loose earlier today. Luckily, some of you know, a good portion of them were already green. So when the market-wide selling started happening, I was able to kind of nip it in the butt and kind of turn the spigot off, if you will. And, you know, I didn't really get hurt at all. So, you know, you got to be prepared to pull the trigger quickly when things like this happen, or, you know, maybe just reduce exposure, you know, not financial advice, just my opinion, you know, before catalysts like this, you know, maybe just if you are in profit on something, maybe, you know, take some of that profit or reduce position size and reduce your exposure, if you will, and just try and protect yourself. You know, it's much better to maybe take a small loss now than to really be crying the blues and hurting. You know, if this turns into a multi-day sell-off, you know, the people that you know, maybe caught it and was able to turn the spigot off, if you will, you know, they're going to be just fine. And you don't just want to watch things bleed out on you, and that's never fun. So the more protection we can do, you know, in the present time and quickly, the better we're going to be later on. And look at it this way: when the bottom does start forming, let me go back to the MU sticks just so everyone can see that. When a bottom does start forming, just think about all the discounts we're going to get, and we'll be able to redeploy our capital, and there'll be better upside than before the selling started, right? So, that's kind of how I look at it. Is yeah, the selling kind of sucks, especially if you have a longer term portfolio. Might be taking a little bit of a hit right now, but look at it this way: if you still have more capital to deploy, kept some ammunition on the side, we should see some great discounts. It's only Wednesday, so the week's half over. We got, be very interested to see how price action is for the rest of the week. And wow, look at VIX, just went up. It's up 54% now. VIX back in the mid 20s. This could be a for you that the traders out there that like to write contracts, the option sellers, if you will, and that's basically most of the trading that I do. The VIX being this high, this is kind of a gift for us. The premiums on the options chain are going to be nice and fat and juicy on a lot of the good companies when the VIX is this high. And it's going to be a way for us option sellers to make some good money here in the near future. MU still kind of holding up after selling off and trying and curling up. It's still trying to curl up here. So again, not all doom and gloom on Micron. And I do think that some of this selling was also because everything is kind of selling off right now, but them guiding downwards is really what propelled this initial down move, and it's trying to recover from there. Because let's just be real about it. MU, we're all familiar with the company. It's a semiconductor company, and going into the earnings, they had a nice positive PE ratio, 12.83. Nice positive EPS, trailing 12 months, but still 0.69. They even pay a little tiny dividend. So, hey, it's better than nothing, right? And, of course, you could easily go to the income statement. And MU, they've had quite a few quarters profitable back to back. And you can see the year-over-year numbers are really starting to improve for them. And the main thing is they're now a net profitable company. So, I do like the company, and balance sheet, their debt to asset, it is on a slight incline, but it's only 34%. I mean, that's a super low debt to asset percentage there, and which is a good thing. It's very good. So I like the company, and like I say, moving forward for the diehard MU and investors. There's always a positive to a negative. So yeah, the selling sucks, but hey, now we can probably get a little discount if it's a company and a stock you truly like and you're in for the long haul. Look at it as a little bit of a discount that we're getting. So it's not all bad. It's just kind of point of view and how you look at everything in a nutshell, if you want. Let me just let me look at the Discord comments. I know we're let me also pull up the Lennar data, because maybe there are people here for Lennar. I know Micron is probably the biggest draw here, but I've been in real estate for 18 years now, so I kind of want to see what Lennar's data is, just because I'm always interested in the real estate data. So let me just type this in, and let's get some data going here on Micron. We've already gone, or I'm sorry, Lennar. We've already gone over the Micron data. Okay, now Lennar did have an implied move going into this catalyst of 6.27%. Just wanted to let everyone know about that. And let me double check the time. It's 4:18 p.m. Eastern right now. You pull up Lennar, get this pop up out of the way. Okay, technically Lennar's not going to report until 4:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, so that's in 11 minutes. So we got a little bit of time to kill. We'll let Micron entertain us for a little bit until Lennar releases their data. Now, this is the 5-minute chart on Lennar on the right side of my screen. Let me go, I'll zoom into the 1 minute. Just kind of sloppy price action. You can see the order book is kind of trading light. Had 4.5 million volume today so far. Their average volume is around 2 million. So they did have doubled the volume today. Of course, they participated with the market-wide sell-off when Powell did his press conference. You can see when the charts, the price action starts going down here right at 2 p.m. actually, right when the data came out, and then it kind of traded sideways, waiting on Powell, and then as soon as Powell started talking, boom, it kind of looks like SPY, right? Nom Nom Scale on YouTube. I'm not going to repeat what you said, but yeah, they took a good one, if you know what I mean. They got hit pretty good. They are trying to retrace. I was pointing this out earlier. Just drew a simple Fibonacci after the selling stopped, and it did retrace more than 25%. Actually got to the 38% fib level. Started having a little trouble there. Traded sideways a little bit, and now it's back just sitting above the 25% retrace, which is about $90 a share. Okay, so to be honest with you, yeah, nom on YouTube, we need to silence Powell. No kidding. I mean, geez, he couldn't have taken a sick day today. Unfortunately, I had a couple hedges still in place from some diagonal calendar trades I was doing. So I closed out my short options, and I kept my longer dated hedges in place, and those started to obviously appreciating when this market-wide sell-off started happening. So that's why I like trading a lot of spreads, because we can manage them a little bit easier than just a naked option. If the market does change direction, I can literally, I have two legs on my spread. So depending on which way the market goes, I can always cut a leg loose and let the other one run. And especially with the diagonal calendar spreads I do on the Discord, I'll have longer dated put protection for like 3-4 months out, usually when I run these trades. And then I trade weekly options against that collateral to create weekly income. But a lot of times what I'll do, especially with like a Powell speech, and what happened today is a good example, is instead of doing my weekly income trade, I'll skip that and I'll just leave my longer dated hedges in place, and then those will appreciate if we get a negative reaction. So it's kind of multiple ways to make money there on those trades. All right, MU has lost the 25% retrace, so it's below 90 again. I would, for the MU bulls, I would feel a lot better if MU gets back above 90, and as long as it can hold above 90. JP, yeah, welcome JP on YouTube. Yep, Micron. This is the thing. They didn't miss EPS and revenue, so they had a beat on EPS and a beat on revenue. I do want to point out they were very marginal, small beats. Okay, they didn't beat by a ton. It wasn't anything fantastical. Very small beats on EPS and revenue. What killed them is they adjusted their forward guidance, and they adjusted it down by almost $1 billion. The forecast or the guidance before was 8.9 million. They adjusted it down to 7.9 million, and was, I think, the biggest part of this initial negative reaction when the data came out was that guidance being adjusted downwards. So and they also adjusted the EPS guidance down pretty good as well. I think they adjusted that down by like 30%. It wasn't pretty, but yeah, it looks like MU's on the way down. So it looks like it might be forming that infamous bearish H pattern that we trade all the time. This could be going lower, folks, if it doesn't reclaim $90. So just keep your eye on it, especially if you're trying to trade it in after hours with your broker. If you got extended hours trading enabled or whatever, just keep your eye on these levels. If you're long on it, if it was me, again, not financial advice, but if it was my opinion, this thing needs to get back above 90 before I even have any confidence that this, in fact, is going to even try and continue this retracement. And better than that, above 95, that'll put it about 50% retraced, and then maybe we can start having some confidence that this is in fact going to start heading back to baseline from where the regular session closed. But until some of these lower levels start breaking, there's no reason I'm trading it. As far as going long, if anything, there could be a potential short opportunity if this can't hold above $90 here soon. And, we got about 3.5 more hours left in after hours trading, good till 8 p.m. Eastern. I even think some brokers like Robinhood. I've never had a Robinhood account, but a bunch of people in the Discord do, and they're saying that, obviously there's some stocks that you can trade 24 hours now or something like that. But good stuff. I mainly trade with the bigger, more reputable brokers. My main brokers is Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, And I do Tasty Trade every now and then because they're good with the spreads. But yeah, other than that, Micron. Now, also look at it this way. I'd love for it to get back above 90. We just talked about that. But look at this. I mean, if this ends up being a higher low, maybe we're on to something here. And again, it's the 1 minute chart, so take it with a grain of salt. But that's really the only time frame we kind of have to go off of because the data was just released like 20 minutes ago. Let me just take a peek at the 15. Yeah, 15. Working on the second 15-minute print in after hours, and it's red. Let's see if it's okay. Yep, when it retraced back up to 38%, it did print a pretty decent looking 5-minute green candle that did finalize it. It printed there, but then it pulled back. It's a 5-minute candle. Got a little demand here around $88. This is a 5-minute print. You can see the bigger bottom wick here is showing some of that demand around $88 and the price get pushed up. So, this 5-minute print it's working on now is going to be kind of important here. It's kind of the battle over 90 right now, right? So we'll see what happens. And again, if you want to zoom in on the 1 minute, there's just sometimes a lot of noise on the 1 minute, but on the smaller time frames, it is trying to form this higher low here. So, if price breaks below this potential higher low it's trying to form, I'm pretty confident it's probably going to make a new low in after hours because this higher low on the 1 minute will get invalidated, break structure there. It's obviously going to come down and test 85.57 and probably tap lower. It's the battle of $90 right now. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, and Nom Nom on YouTube, I'm just talking intraday price action. I was going over the company fundamentals and financials a little bit earlier. I like the company. They've had 3 consecutive quarters back to back of profitability. They have very low debt to asset, which is really good. And let's just be real, it's a semiconductor company. Their fundamentals and financials have finally turned around, and they're actually a profitable company now. In the long term, I think you'll be fine. Okay, I think you'll be fine. Kind of zoom out here, and we got some solid support here back in August. About the low to mid 80s was a great area of demand. Let me actually throw a volume profile because I'm just curious how much volume came in around these levels. So let's add the volume profile right here. I want to zoom out and just see. Yeah, I mean, there was some juicy volume that came in low to mid 80s. So it's trading above that now. It's trading at $89 and some change. I would love for it to get back above 90. Overall, we still got it. We know there's a known demand zone here in the low. I'm gonna call it low 80s. Okay, as long as it holds there, I would still be confident long term. If for some reason it drops, it breaks structure of the low 80s. Just try and have some sort of risk management in place, or maybe I don't think if it does continue selling, it ain't gonna happen today. But maybe think about putting some hedges in place tomorrow when the regular session opens. Help protect yourself a little bit, and obviously the amount of debit that you pay for your hedge obviously needs to be a lot less than the profit you plan on making on the long position for the hedge to be worth it. So that's, I think long-term MU will be fine. Just keep your eyes on the low 80s. And again, moving forward from now and extended hours price action, I would love for it to stay above $90. Throw us a bone, right? But long term, I think it'll be just fine. I'm still waiting on Lennar. Okay, it's 4:28 p.m. Eastern, so we just got 2 more minutes for Lennar. I'm gonna put my fib back on Micron because I'm still peeking at it out of the corner of my eye here. I just want that $90. That's right where the 25% is. We to invalidate that this is going to be some kind of dead cat bounce. I gotta hold $90 and then get a little continuation, and that'll be just fine. Lennar. All right, let me go back, and I am definitely interested in Lennar's data. We got another minute before it officially comes out. So almost 2,000 people tuning in. Cheers. Welcome, y'all. Just so everyone knows, I go by the Swinging Bull on Discord, and the Discord is PB Alerts, also known as Petty Boys, how the company first started. But PB Alerts a little more professional, and we're here to make money. We got all different types of traders in our group. We got got a solid core of analysts. We alert trades every day, entries, price targets, risk management, stuff like that. And Ethan, one of our analysts, Ethan, he mainly does the option day trading in the market open, and he makes all his money in the morning, and then he's good to go for the rest of the day. So if you're into trading options at the open, you want to go see Ethan. If all you do is swing trade stocks, you're going to want to see Mad Maverick. He's our stock swing expert. If you're into advanced options, which is the credit spreads, the debit spreads, I run the wheel strategy on a bunch of stocks. I got 5 stocks right now I'm running the wheel on, by the way. And over the years, that's been the most consistent, profitable strategy for me in the long run is selling cash secured puts to enter stock and selling covered calls to exit stock. And then we also do buy plus right strategy when the stock pays a dividend. Of course, we want to own those shares right away, especially if they pay monthly or quarterly dividend. So I do a lot of condors and stuff like that. So if you're into advanced trading, and again, you need to have a good understanding of the basics of options to be able to trade with me in the Discord, because we move, we trade very multi-leg, multi-leg, like very advanced trading. And the reason why I'm attracted to multi-leg so much is because there's so many different ways we can manage the position, and it's not just one and done, right? So anyways, if you want to jump in head first into the advanced option trading, I target weekly and monthly income. That's what I do. So if you're interested in that, my name's the Swinging Bull. Check me out. There's some links in the description. You can also join for free if you want. Again, I do this every Wednesday just to come hang out with everyone and hang out and talk about our trading day and go over earnings releases on some of the top companies that happen to be reporting for that day. But so again, I'm not here to sell you anything because I'm here every week. But if you want to just check us out for free, click the free link in the description, see how you like it, and go from there. If you want to jump in head first and join my coaching program on the Discord, click the link in the description. I think it's only like $30 a month or something. I'll make that back for you on the first trade, and plus some easily. So anyways, Lennar's not catching a bid. We got a sell-off on Lennar right now going on. So I'm assuming the data is out. It is 4:32 p.m. Eastern. Let me just refresh my other screen over here and see if we get some EPS and revenue. Looks like Micron's kind of stalling out a little bit, but that's okay. It's still holding around $90, and that's what the level I'm interested in it recovering and holding as we finish the remainder of extended hours here. So, I was more concerned that this was going to turn into a bearish H pattern and it'd already be at $80 by now or something, but it's holding $90, y'all. So, just if you had a plan, which I hope you did, stick to the plan. And, this could be a discount on the stock moving forward. Back to Lennar. Closed the regular session at 145.93. It's down 8% right now. About $11 a share, $12 a share. Sitting around $135 a share in after hours. All right, Lennar did miss. Okay, they did miss. Let me just bring this neat little graphic over here so everyone can see that. So their forecast for EPS was $4.15. They actually reported $4.06. Slight miss there. Nothing crazy. It's kind of similar to how Micron beat. They just beat by just a little bit, right? Well, this is kind of the opposite. Lennar missed, but just by a little bit. Nothing crazy. Revenue forecast was 10.11 billion. Okay. And they reported 9.947 billion. So again, just 2 slight misses. Nothing really popping out of the page like, holy crap, what's up with that? So anyways, let me move that over. Thanks for posting that graphic for me too on Twitter. There, that's from the earnings correspondent. Thank you. Let me just look at let's see if they posted any forward guidance here. Okay, and sometimes they'll hold the forward guidance until they get the web call with the CEO. Let me go back to the sticks. Okay, let me go back to the Weeble sticks. Micron's still trying to hang on. So anyways, double miss by Lennar, just slightly. Again, nothing crazy. Let me see if I can. Okay, the consensus guru on Twitter says Lennar results were indeed a mess. We got a couple comments here from the. Let me just read this real quick. All right, let me just read some stuff. So Lennar, and this data was kind of released before as well, but they filed to spin Millrose Properties, one of the big properties there. 80% of shares go to Lennar holders, 20% disposed of in subsequent transaction. Millrose will use $900 million to buy Roche land. Okay, so land to build more new construction. Lennar will be contribute land. Okay, so they're forming a partnership. Lennar's going to contribute the land. Got that. And $1 billion cash to Millrose. Lennar will be Millrose's only customer. Okay. Nice of Lennar to wait for housing to correct to finally launch this. That's funny. All right, let me. So we got EPS, we got revenue. Let me just check one more thing here, and then I'll show everyone how to get to the earnings web call with the CEO. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll get that together for everybody. No problem. Let me see here. I still got the Micron earnings data posted on the bottom of the screen of YouTube, by the way. All right, let's see. Revenue, yeah, again, they slight miss on revenue, but it came in line. Now, I'll kind of show you. This is a graphic here that might be interesting to look at for Lennar. Their revenue actually came towards the top of the range of their revenue. Their revenue tends to range, and this is probably like the last 10 or 15 quarters or whatever, but they usually fall in a range. It's usually $5 billion to $10 billion in revenue. They are on the high side of their revenue range, so maybe there's some growth plans with them. And that was that article I was reading about the Millrose Properties. Maybe this is what will catapult them to finally get out of, break the top of the revenue range, and maybe they can start making more revenue, 12.5 billion, start getting to that area. But it's remained pretty consistent. But as far as percentages of the misses, the revenue missed by 1.6% and the EPS missed by 2.18%. So again, not really anything crazy, right? So let me move that back over. I suppose this would be a good time to show everyone how to get to the web call with the CEOs of these companies. Okay, so I'm going to show you just real quick, and then I'll post a link for everyone as well. That'll take you straight to it. All right. And what we're going to do here, and going back to the sticks here on Micron, it's kind of flatlined a little bit, kind of like watching paint dry a little bit. So we'll just kind of let it hang out and see what happens next. So really not much action going on. Lennar did not catch a bid either. They're down 6.74%. They had a double miss, but again, just marginally small miss. So let me show everyone how to get to the web call with the CEO with Micron. So all you got to do is just Google Micron Investor Relations. Okay, you can probably just hit that first link that pops up. Okay, and as soon as you hit that, and then here it is here. Micron Technology reports results for the first quarter of fiscal 2025. That's the latest news. Right here under events and presentations, that's where you're going to see this, the financial call. Okay, and the CEO is going to talk a lot about 2025. Right, so if you have a long position in Micron, might be good to see what the CEO has to say. And that web call actually goes down. It's 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time. What's that in Eastern Time? Is that 5:30? Let me see. 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time to Eastern. It's 4:30, so it's going on right now. All right, so I won't take up too much of anyone's time because I know you want to get to that call. I'm not going to join the call personally, but this is how you get to it. Okay, you just click read more. And then you can see right here, view webcast. All right, you probably got to accept cookies there, but view webcast, that'll take you right to it. And you're basically going to do the same thing for Lennar. Okay, so you're going to type in Lennar investor relations, pop right up, and same thing. It's very easy. Just click on that first link, and then you can even just fast forward to events and presentation. Click on that, and then here we go. Here is the earnings call. Now, their earnings call, I do want to point out, and this is coming directly from Lennar's website. They're saying their earnings call isn't till tomorrow. All right, so you're gonna have to wait a day for them. But Micron is going on right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop taking up everyone's time because I know people are probably gonna be jumping on to that Micron. Rafael Lopez on YouTube should sell Micron now. Look at, I can't tell you when to buy and sell. But if it was me, okay, my opinion, I went over some of the financials and fundamentals earlier. They're getting a negative reaction because of the guide, but it's still very much a profitable company. We were looking at the income statement earlier, and they're coming off of back-to-back profitable quarters, and that's positive net income. Their year-over-year numbers are improved greatly, and their debt-to-asset ratio is very, very good looking. We could break this down a line item on the balance sheet if you want. Sometimes I like to look and see how much real estate they got and stuff like that. Like their property, plant, and equipment; those are considered hard assets. 40.39 billion. That's great there. But again, their assets totally outweigh their liabilities. They're in good health as a company. So again, I was saying, if it was me and I was holding, I had an existing long-term MU position, I'd probably be looking at this as a discount. Okay, and again, I can't tell you what to do, but if it was me, I'd be probably chomping at the bits a little bit to try and get some shares at a discount because, yes, they did guide lower, but, just do yourself a favor before you start buying any dips, maybe wait a day or two to ensure that the selling has stopped or at the very least slowed down. And what we're looking for there is, I want to see some daily candles, maybe some 4-hour and some daily candles. I want to see some green prints coming from those time frames. And then that's how I know that, okay, sellers are running out of gas. The buyers have kind of turned the table and now we can ride it back up, right? But don't, I wouldn't try and catch a falling knife at all. And that's why we need to wait on some candle prints for confirmation to determine who's winning the battle at the current time. Is it the buyers or the sellers? And just looking at the simple candle print at the end of the day can give you a lot of info. I love using volume profile a lot. Perhaps wait for the RSI to get back above 30 on some time frames. Maybe wait for a MACD crossover. Just some simple. I don't use a ton of indicators. I only use a few, and it's done me well over the past few years. I've just learned that simpler is better. Most of the traders I know have been trading forever, like decades. Their trading system is pretty simple, and it's just, after practice and time, you just kind of get a feeling about certain things and you become a better trader. And but technical analysis, it's good to know about candle prints and price action and volume and stuff like that. Of course, we have a lot of traders in the Discord group that are just fundamental traders. They could really care less about technical analysis for the most part. They're looking for solid companies they can hold for the long time and DCA into them over 12 months or a few years. And just looking for solid companies with good fundamentals, good financials, got some growth mixed in. If they pay a dividend, that's even better, and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's how you get to the 2 web calls with the CEO. Again, Micron's webcast with the CEO is going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut on out of here. Again, I do this every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Usually draw a pretty big crowd. We got a few thousand people in this one here, so that's great. Good to see everyone. We got a nice house in Discord and the call in Discord too. But yeah, over 2,000 people joined in. So good to see everyone. I hope y'all had fun. It's been about 45 minutes. If you're looking for a new home, come check us out. And if you do end up joining our Discord, this is Penny Boy Stock Alerts or PB Alerts. My name's the Swinging Bull. And if you do join, tag me in the chats and I'll come say hi. And I definitely look forward to meeting everyone. Well, other than that, hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And I'll chat with everyone very soon. Cheers, y'all.